Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spindash Clash, where I'm joined by Lemon.
Hello. Welcome back.
Ginger Bob.
Howdy.
LogiARPlayz.
Howdy, gamers.
mrbluejay.
What's going on?
And we have a special guest today, Sam Webster, also known as Webster on his YouTube channel.
How you doing?
Alright, so today our topic is Sonic stories, and this can get heated. So first,
especially with Bob, if you mention secret rings.
Sonic.
No.
Stop revealing my plans.
Well, you know what? Let's actually start with Ginger Bob. So Ginger Bob, what's your favorite Sonic story?
So right, before this, I was thinking, what's the most likely options that are going to be brought up? I assume someone's going to talk about Sonic Unleashed, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic Adventure. Those three specifically. But me being the smarty pants that I am, I chose the best Sonic story, which is the underrated gem that is Sonic the Fighters. I can go in depth. I won't.
I did not expect that.
You might.
I did not.
What?
It is.
Excuse me? You need to explain yourself.
Yeah, you definitely need to go in depth.
Yeah, go in depth.
So right then, now you all explain yours, and then I'll build off it and why I like Sonic the Fighters story the most.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I
have to
think
come back to you.
I think probably good segue really is the people that think Sonic 3 is the best story because Sonic the Fighters is a classic Sonic game, and so I'd say that's probably a good one to start off, building off that fucking bomb that you just dropped there. Sonic the Fighters.
Sonic fucking Fighters.
It's a great game.
I like the game.
That was literally as out there as someone saying
That's
Sonic
playing,
Waku
that's
Waku
playing
Police
Tetris
Car.
to the story.
Waku Waku Patrol Car.
Don't knock Tetris' story. It's great.
Okay. You might as well say Sonic 2 Game Gear or something. I don't know, man. Anyway.
The one where
Sonic 2 Game Gear probably had more plot than
Tails
Sonic the Fighters.
Dies.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at Sonic Fighters, are you kind of putting it in comparison of classic Sonic games, which is kind of it's more simple and places
It's because who I am and what my perspective on Sonic stories are. I'm not one who considers the franchise needs deep plots that have underlying tones, but it's so simple, and it's such a basic premise, but it works so well.
See, I actually have finished Sonic the Fighters, but I honestly do not, and I own the game. I actually do not know. I do not know the story of the game.
Isn't there a rocket?
I'll research
The story is
Ginger, can you tell us the story? Because I forgot. Because I played the game, I skipped all the story. I just played the fighting game.
Well, so the story is that see, I also like it because it's so stupid as well. There's
Okay.
So Eggman's made, or as he's called, Robo-Nick in the game. He's made a new Death Egg and also a new model of Metal Sonic, Rocket Metal, and Tails makes a rocket, so him and Sonic, or the Sonic, because it's only so to go and stop it, go on the Death Egg and blow it up. But there's only one seat on the rocket.
They make a rocket. Oh.
So there's only one seat on the rocket, and the Chaos Emeralds are spread out. Each character has got one Chaos Emerald, but there's an extra Chaos Emerald for no reason, so it's the only game that has 8 Chaos Emeralds. And so on and so forth.
That's pretty in depth.
That's
a pretty cool story.
On the Sonic wiki here, it says the story begins with a large quantity of robots suddenly appearing in place where pieces reign supreme thanks to Sonic's frequent actions. Tails suspects that Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik is behind this, but cannot figure out where all the robots are coming from. It is then that Tails receives an emergency message from Espio. In this message is a video showing that Eggman is dispatching his large quantities of robots from a giant orbital space fortress, the Death Egg 2.
When Espio had plot relevance.
Sonic decides to get to Death Egg. I will read this because it's not long. Sonic decides to get to Death Egg 2 alone using a single-seat space rocket called the Lunar Fox that Tails invented. However, in order for the Lunar Fox to fly, 8 Chaos Emeralds has to be inserted into it to act as a power supply. Meanwhile, Sonic's friends, who are spread throughout the world, are guarding the Chaos Emeralds separately so that they are not misused by Eggman.
Tails could literally nuke the whole of
one
movies.
of which ended up being stolen by Fang in the meantime. On the first stop to get the Chaos Emerald, Sonic and Tails fly over to Knuckles. However, Knuckles begins provoking Sonic after hearing what's going on, stating that if the Lunar Fox is a single-seater, then only the toughest among them should go. When Sonic believes he is the strongest and starts fighting, Tails forces his way
in my opinion,
the two.
The good guys deserve to lose for that alone.
I know,
there
for
is
that
a
alone.
calamity.
It fits Sonic's character.
It fits Sonic's character, but it does. They deserve to lose because, like, instead of just letting Sonic go, it's like you know, I think we all gotta fight. I think we need to fight.
This is a time-sensitive issue, and they're like, instead of banding together, they're like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna get the glory.
And
Knuckles is just a bitch in the classics.
I've got to kind of agree with that, to be honest.
But like, you know, to be completely honest though, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, man, if Tails and Eggman teamed up, the world would just end in that universe.
I think Tails is just hiding the 8th Chaos Emerald in like his workshop or something.
Eventually, well, basically, here's how the story finishes. One of the fighters eventually made it to the end of the tournament. Eggman appears and creates a clone of the fighter to defeat them with. However, the fighter is able to defeat their clone and head to the Death Egg 2 and the Lunar Fox. After arriving at the Death Egg 2, the fighter gets a surprise visit from Metal Sonic. After defeating him, the Death Egg 2 begins to fall apart as Dr. Eggman, in his EMX suit, challenges the victor. Unlike other battles in the game, the player only gets one shot to take down Eggman and also has 15 seconds to defeat him. Using the Chaos Emerald's power, the fighter defeats Dr. Eggman. The victor subsequently escapes the Death Egg 2 and the Lunar Fox before it explodes. However, the post-credit scene shows Eggman and Metal Sonic also escaped the explosion and head back to the planet.
I could that fight against Eggman is BS. I just need to put that out there. That fight against Eggman is so mean and unnecessary. I hate arcade fighters because they do that.
Speaking of unnecessary, though, I can buy there being 8 Chaos Emeralds because there are 8 fights in the arcade ladder and that's what's needed. If the final fight wasn't against your clone, you remove the clone battle, you have a neat 7 Chaos Emeralds and you don't
that's
fuck
the thing.
war.
No, I think the clone battle is just a way to get behind the 8 Chaos Emeralds. So like, you could say the clone Chaos Emerald isn't actually a Chaos Emerald, so there actually is the 7.
I can't believe we're still talking.
I mean, they
about
used a
Sonic
fake Chaos Emerald.
I can't believe we're still talking about
What the fuck?
See.
If you haven't clicked off already, then congrats, man.
For me, to be completely honest, that plot really just screams like an excuse to have Sonic fight his friends, really.
Pretty
to
much.
be honest with you.
It works.
I don't know, does it? It works for the context of the game. I'd say it works for the context of the game, but like just because it works, I wouldn't say that makes it like the best Sonic plot of all time.
It feels like a thinly veiled excuse for a punch-up because it is a thinly veiled excuse for a punch-up.
But look, I've got an extreme bias towards fighters. It's probably I'm not gonna say it's my favourite Sonic game, but it's definitely in my top 5.
What do you think about the Sonic battle stories then?
I've always thought the
Sonic
graphics
battle
for that game
story
were
I hear is
incredible.
emotional. I never played it though.
Oh, the Sonic the Fighters graphics.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my favourite looks. That's my favourite Sonic's ever looked. Period.
Yeah.
His model, I love it.
I like the stretchiness
nice
in that
model.
game. It's like the most anime 3D Sonic was allowed to be because like it was almost like. It was like
okay, enough Sonic fighters then. Right, Sonic 3.
Okay, all right.
Let's segue into Sonic 3 because
okay.
Sonic 3
does anyone have Sonic 3 as their favorite?
Yep.
Okay, Sam, you go.
Let's hear it. Why Sonic 3?
Why Sonic 3?
Again,
let me set some context because I'm a granddad compared to you lot. And in the 90s, if you wanted a video game story, it wasn't in the game. You had to go look at whatever bollocks they'd written in the manual. And then you get to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and for me that was the first time you actually had some continuity in the game. And they did it without actually saying anything. Like, you get the tornado fly in, there's Super Sonic, oh damn, getting the emeralds was canon. You get the emeralds literally punched out of you by Knuckles. It's like, right, that's our rival, that's the guy we want to get, and you immediately hate him. And then as the game goes, that visual storytelling just continues. And it was something, entirely wordless, which was impressive, but also for the time was like, we do not get stories, period, and here is a goddamn epic just handed in our lap.
Well, no stories in a platformer, obviously RPGs and stuff.
There was a little bit of a story in Sonic 2 where, like, at the end, where you're at the end cutscene with Tails catching you in the plane. Like when it had like that weird,
you are talking
remix
about you're talking about platformers though, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I mean, we're in Europe, so the first Final Fantasy we got was 7, and the first Dragon Quest we got was 8 on the PS2.
Didn't we get Chrono though?
Our first Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy 7. I think technically we got one of the Mystic Quest games on Game Boy, but
that was the worst one, isn't it?
Didn't we get Fantasy? We got Fantasy Star as well.
We got Fantasy Star, yeah. Chrono Trigger, no. Our first release of that was the DS version.
I never knew that.
Yeah. I know what you mean, though, platformers from the time.
Definitely it was.
Definitely, there's no plot platformers.
The thing is, for me with Sonic 3, I think, like, we overhype parts of it, because the thing is, the only parts that really matter is the beginning and the end. The middle, almost nothing happens except for you finding the super.
Again, see,
No
I kind of link back into kind of that belief of kind of like just how you kind of said. Obviously, I would say this is stronger than Sonic the Fighters. Sorry, Bob. just how we talked before about how Sonic the Fighters, like the plot worked for the game. Like, it set up the game. I also think Sonic 3's plot worked for the game, and it set the game up. And I think
it worked for a modern game.
There's more to it.
Maybe if it was fleshed out, yeah. Maybe.
I
mean, you've got to remember as well. I mean, this is coming from the age of. I mean, when I play a Mega Drive game now, like I'm playing a Mega Drive game for like I'm playing it for the gameplay. Like this, like I just said, it substitutes the gameplay. Like this is from an era of games where plots were literally just to substitute the gameplay. Unless you look at platforms, especially. Unless you're looking at like maybe an RPG. Even
See, where I would disagree with that is that I go back to... I mean, I've been playing this game for nearly 30 goddamn years.
Yeah.
And each time I go back, I sort of notice something that I didn't notice before. I mean, Knuckles is a constant threat. That's pretty obvious. But there's little things like the amount of times you see the Death Egg and how much of a looming presence and threat that Death Egg is. And you're saying nothing happens in the middle. You know, there's a whole, you get to launch base, it takes off, you stop it, it crashes onto the mountain, you see it again in Lava Reef at the top, you know, it's then you got the whole Sky Sanctuary piece.
Yeah, because that is technically the middle, isn't it, yeah? Because it's the expansion we're on about here, yeah?
Yeah, I the thing is, I love the ending for Sonic 3, like,
You're talking about the ending for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or the ending for
Sonic 3 and Knuckles?
I think it's safe to assume whenever we say Sonic 3,
we're talking about the
we're
full
talking
game,
about
Sonic
the full game, yeah.
Yeah, we're Sonic fans. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Chads.
But like from like Lava Reef Zone Act 2 all the way to the final boss with Hypersonic. I love that portion. But like everything before that, I just think is like normal, like nothing particularly special. But that last portion is great, and I will always love that last portion. Especially Sky Sanctuary. Yeah. That's why I love Sky Sanctuary so much, because that it's just like I feel it.
Yeah.
And then the references
I can
to
honestly
Sonic
see
games.
your argument. I can honestly see your argument that Sonic 3 is one of the best stories, to be honest, because I'm a strong believer, really, that a game should be judged within the context it came out rather than how well it holds up. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'll defend like Sonic Adventure or like Shenmue or something like that people may think now hasn't really held up. I'm thinking, but you're looking at it with the context of now. I think it's important about what it did back then, and I think within the context of 1993 when it came out, I would definitely say it was a step forward. It was a strong step forward.
I think what it did for the lore is really important as well. Like it said, you know, December's have a home.
And just the word. just the world building as well, of like having like each zone transfer into each other. It just made everything feel so much more natural, and just built this idea that like Sonic, where Sonic lived and like the games were set, was a full-on world. It wasn't just like level to level, here's this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck you, Mania pre-patch.
Mania pre-patch. I never played it, so I can never complain about it. I never played it pre-patch. But one question I've always had. So like, Knuckles lives on Angel Island by himself, right? So what is Carnival Night Zone doing there?
Well, the game apologist said in his video that Eggman just sort of built him a carnival to get him on his side.
I don't know necessarily that it's the case. I don't know necessarily it's the case that Knuckles lives there alone, because what we have to remember is that Robotnik uses animals as organic batteries for his badniks, and there are badniks all over Angel Island that Robotnik did not bring with him, and when you pop a badnik, it's not like they're going home to Green Hill or Emerald Hill. They're already home, so I'd say everything you pop out of a badnik lived there.
There's two types of animals in the Sonic universe, isn't there? There's the anthropomorphic animals that are, like, have evolved, and then there's like the animals that you pop out of badniks are
the flickies
animals. Like it's just an animal, you know what I mean? Like there's no kind of like, they're not a person. Obviously, you know, Sonic's not a person, but
I know it's kind of racist. Low key.
The weird thing is, you go back to those manuals, those little animals that you pop out all have names and personalities and everything in the manual.
One was called Sally Acorn.
It's true, actually. Yeah, that wow.
Yeah,
Cookie was Knuckles' only friend. That's just confirmed.
Okay, it's like
I just like it when in Sonic 1 you like hit a badnik and then they just run off into the lava. Just
overall, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't get on board with Sonic the Fighters.
You sleep on it. You look at it from the same aspect I'm looking at from it. You're like, okay, fine, this is the goat, and it is the goat because it has beans in it. Doesn't matter.
I could take Sonic the Fighters as like this crazy OVA. Like Sonic the Fighters is an OVA special.
Sonic 3 I can get behind.
Who said OVA?
No one said.
Oh. I said
like Sonic
OVA as in,
story.
if Sonic the Fighters was an OVA, I would probably get more on board with that, because that's like a crazy 20-minute one-and-done TV special kind of thing. That's what Sonic the Fighters
well, to be fair,
like.
to be fair, as an arcade game, it is a kind of 20-minute one-and-done special, really, isn't it, when you think about it? So, well, like I said, I don't think the story's bad for it, Bob. I think for the type of game it is, it suits it pretty well.
No,
I
just
wouldn't say it's like the peak of Sonic, like the best Sonic story.
It's probably, if I'm being honest, it's probably not the peak. It's my favorite.
The peak
Yeah,
is
to
obviously.
To be honest,
if
you want to talk, I wouldn't even say, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even say it is the best Sonic fighting game story. I'd probably say that has to go to Sonic Battle. I don't think not like there's much competition. I don't know if any of you played Sonic Battle.
I haven't played it yet.
I barely remember. I didn't complete it.
I know the story for Sonic Battle though, and I know it connects to Sonic Advance 3.
It's weird,
which also
kind
connects
of
to Sonic Adventure 2,
which
is actually kind of
cool. That's actually that is the cool part about it. I mean, I remember playing that year. I mean, I replayed it not recently, but like the other year, like, and finished it. Like, I think that was a pretty decent story for like the scope of the game. It was a very small game. Like, I mean, that game was the first time. You ever heard that stupid theory about like the Mandela effect? Like that game genuinely made me think Mandela effect was real, because I swear to God, in like when I was in primary school, I swear to God, a kid had Sonic Battle 2 on Game Boy Advance. I still swear to this day they had Sonic Battle 2. I remember playing it, and like then obviously when I played Sonic Battle again, like this was what I remembered. No, it was just Sonic Battle 2.
It was just Sonic Battle.
I was waiting for the twist to be, and it was Sonic Advance 3.
It was just Sonic Advance 3, which is funny because Sonic Advance 3 is basically
it was Sonic Genesis.
It was Sonic Genesis all along. It's like, oh man, this Sonic Battle, they really took a new direction with the franchise.
Now, there's a game I'm
took a new
glad we
direction with
didn't
the frame rate more like.
So Jay, what do you think then? What would you say is a peak Sonic game story?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
To be fair, it's got to be Unleashed. Like, but I do sort of appreciate the beats. Some beats, don't hate me, for 06's story. To be fair, some certain beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shadow beat in 06 is. It's like
there were aspects of
it's like the few times where I'm like,
the story
Shadow's
wasn't so
good.
great, but like the world that they built was quite good.
Yeah. I also like Sonic Spinball story, so don't know.
No, how?
Sonic
It's
3D
good,
Blast
it's
is
good.
the first story to give the Flicky's actual backstory.
No.
See, for me, obviously, I mean, you know this, like, one of my best performing video was like a 50-minute video on Sonic Unleashed and mainly its story.
Unleashed
well,
is definitely the best story.
Story for me was just that but Unleashed was just that perfect blend for me of like, there was comedy and it was light-hearted, it was a Sonic game, it was a kid's game, it was cocky Sonic, but then there was also like there was that serious tone and threat to it. It was more kind of how there was a serious tone, but what kind of impressed me was how they managed to kind of like bury it under this light-hearted tone, and like when you actually almost so like when you're playing it, you don't even realise the tone's big, and then like, oh, like that there's a serious tone, and then when you look back, you're like, wow, like there's a perfect cutscene. When obviously I'm guessing you've all played Sonic Unleashed. Has anyone not played Sonic Unleashed?
I've played it, I just haven't finished it yet.
Yeah. Well, obviously you know as you go through each country and you go through the temples, don't you? And obviously there's a little cutscene where you place the gem on the temple and you fix that part of the world. On Adabat, the last country before Eggman Land, like it's been the hardest like world in the game, hardest country in the game to that point. There's a cutscene where like as you're walking into that temple, instead of just like the typical cutscene where it's like you put the Chaos Emerald on and it fixes, Chip just stopped. I mean, I made a point about this in my video. Chip just stops and just says, "I'm scared," and Sonic's like, "What? Why?" And he's like, "I don't know," and he's like, you know, and that's it. And then he goes, "Never mind, I'm fine. Resume." Like that is just perfect for me. Like that is just that's such a great example of building this undertone. I mean, when I first played that when I was young, I was like, that gave me a sense of dread, because I mean, Dark Gaia it's a scary looking fucking
scary,
thing.
man.
You know what I mean?
I didn't.
Why would they? That monster is the reason the game is rated E10 plus, because of that green blood that they had to make.
Especially in its final form. Yeah,
that's the reason.
See, I didn't pick up on the Chip thing where he sort of foreshadows it a bit. For me, I was like, awesome Pixar level opening, love that, on board with that. Oh my god, Chip is annoying, but this is happy-go-lucky, I'm gonna stick with it. And then at the end, I'm like, well, this took a swerve.
For me, go on, you go. Honestly, go.
Okay, for me with Sonic Unleashed, I think why I like it so much, because as I always say, Sonic is what I care about the most. So as long as that's what I like to see. So one thing that they did in Sonic Unleashed, it was like the first game I feel that Sonic aged. Like in Sonic Unleashed, that's the most mellow Sonic had been up until that point. Like, not just because of bad writing, because in Sonic 06 he was mellow because the writing was bad, but like in Sonic Unleashed he was mellow because it felt like he was older, like he's been doing this for so long. Like when Eggman builds Eggman Land, which I don't know why the game makes not the biggest deal out of, considering he's been wanting to do that for over a decade, but you know, whatever. But he builds Eggman Land, and like Sonic's there, and he's listening to Eggman's monologue, and he's just like, he's enjoying this way too much. Like he's just like, I gotta go through all this again.
I do like there's a sense of routine to Sonic and Eggman at that point. Like he's
see for me, I mean, the biggest kind of like you said, I do kind of hear that complaint a bit, that it kind of like, it's serious in the beginning maybe a bit, then it's just kind of quite light-hearted, and then it's not, you know what I mean? And then it's just not randomly, and it's just a bit of like a tone shift. But see, for me, I kind of felt that kind of underlying kind of dread throughout the game. I mean, it's kind of like buried, but like if you go around the hub world, you know, you can meet villagers and stuff who have been like possessed, and then you have to have a fight with these people and like unpossess them. Like, you don't have to do that, but like it shows the impact that like Dark Gaia is having, like even down to like the sound design, really, like the enemies, like the enemy theme for the night stages when you fight the enemies, it's not serious, it's just like, it's just jazz hands, you know what I mean? But like if you fight like a boss, something bigger, like the theme goes like, it's a scary theme. It goes like aggressive and angry, and like,
the boss
like
theme is so
as
good.
you know, I mean, as you go in through the thing, it may not always be like right there in your face, but like you can just see what you can
It's
just
not like
see...
this is Majora's Mask. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not Majora's Mask levels of interacting with the people,
yeah,
but it's still
much more further back, but you can just see like the issues Dark Gaia is causing and like the power of him, like in Chunnan, where like you have that big fight with the bird, and then you realize that like after you kill you defeat the bird, like the bird has never done that before. It's like a protector of that land. Like Dark Gaia is turned to evil, or like in Alaska, like to get into the hub world where you actually enter the stage, you've got to talk to a person's wife whose husband's gone missing, or someone's, I'm not sure which, that might be wrong, but I know in some country someone goes missing and you have to go looking for them. Like someone's gone missing because something weird's been going on. I think I do agree with you that it does kind of
bring Professor Pickle back. Bring him back.
I would say to you that for the middle it does kind of go a bit more light-hearted, but I think kind of like at the beginning it's so impactful seeing like Sonic drained of his energy and like the world shatter. It's so impactful at the beginning. I feel like it's okay to go light-hearted in the middle, because at the beginning it's so like impactful and like dark. It like sticks with you, like you remember that as you're playing through the game and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just.
Also, I think it earns the right to be lighthearted, because the person who is like, because the thing is, everyone is taking the situation seriously, and we have Mr. Pickles as comic relief, but he's even taking the situation seriously. Everyone's taking the situation seriously, but Sonic is trying to make people feel better.
You just call my boy Mr. Pickles.
Professor Pickles. Sorry, Rugrat. Sorry.
I don't know. It's hard to put into. It's hard to put into like
my
a quick...
favorite side mission in Sonic Unleashed is the one with not Solion, the Rooftop Run. Whatever Rooftop Run is. I'm like, I can't remember the
same energy.
I know, right? But I think the Rooftop Run area.
Who said about the OVA being the best story before?
Me.
Go on. What do you think about the OVA?
Well, that's not game though, is it?
I thought we were staying to games.
Yeah, I think we're
staying on games.
Yeah, if we were coming outside the games, I'd have gone Final Victory.
Yeah, no, because if we were sticking to games.
Okay, we're sticking to games. So I guarantee no one is going to agree on my choice, and it's not 06. My choice is CD.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Piss off!
I know, it's kind of forced.
No, let's give it a chance. To be fair, we didn't laugh at Bob when he said Sonic the Fighters. This guy deserves a chance.
Okay, fine. Tell us about Sonic CD.
Hear me out. In Sonic CD, it's the first time. To put it bluntly, the real Sonic 3. Okay, it's the first time we get an actual antagonist for Sonic that isn't Eggman. And it actually makes us take it somewhat seriously, because you got Amy's life in the balance whenever you fight Metal Sonic.
It's more the real Sonic 2.
Just a shame about the rest of the game being absolutely shit.
That is that.
So wait, is it confirmed? Is it confirmed where Sonic CD takes place? Because I place it always before Sonic 2 in my brain.
Basically, Sonic 1.5. Yeah.
I thought it was that too, but I keep hearing so many mixed like.
Because it can't take place between
Metal Sonic. The design is just so much cooler than on Mecha Sonic. In Sonic 3.
Yeah, so it would have to take place.
Plus all the like
Sonic
nostalgic
3.
animations like Super Mario Bros. Z and all that, like they all had the Mecha Sonic. I used to be shit scared of Mecha Sonic when I was a kid. I don't know why.
So would you, because Metal Sonic is supposed to be like the perfected Sonic, and the thing is, Eggman tended to not make any more after Metal Sonic, I don't think, right? Did he?
No, so there was the Silver Sonic at the end of Sonic 2.
Yeah.
There's obviously Metal Sonic and CD. Sonic 3 and Knuckles has the best Metal Sonic that comes at you 100%. In every Eggmobile.
Which is, that's how you do know. That's such a good thing, because even though considering the Sonic franchise wasn't that old at that point, it was like a nice blow of.
And then Knuckles is literally able to take on like Mecha Sonic fully charged by the Master Emerald in a boss fight. That was a fucking sick
a Metal
boss
Sonic got a super form.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay, but like, it's his topic.
I just finish on Unleash really, like just to sum it up, because it's a hard thing. I think the story's so big, it's hard to kind of just say into a little section of the podcast. That's why I made the video. But like, what I get from Unleashed that I have failed to get from any other Sonic game, with the exception of maybe the 2 adventure games. But I feel the execution of the adventure, the premise of the 2 adventure games was grand. It was a grand premise. It was a big monster, or it was like the death egg, like the world's gonna end. The premise was big, but I feel like the hardware limitations and the execution let it down a bit. But in Unleashed, in Unleashed, I got that grand, like, it felt so grand and big, the story, and, like, the stakes were high, and, like, a lot of people would argue back, it's just because the theme set is, it's the world broken up, of course, like, you don't need to do anything, like, that is just grand, but I'd say Sonic Forces is proof of that not being true, because Sonic Forces, Eggman has taken over the whole world, and it doesn't feel grand, it feels like nothing. You know what I mean? It feels less important.
But they finally had a
chance
to do like the setup that Sonic the Comic and Sat AM and the Archie books even did so well.
They messed it up.
Am I allowed to change my choice from Unleashed? Am I allowed to change?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you've got a set choice, just what you think is a good.
Alright,
yeah, it's not a set choice.
Adventure 2, to be fair.
Adventure 2.
I just think that Sonic's characterization in that game is just so good. Like, he's just like the mischievous teenager that he was always like designed to be, you know what I mean? I really like the character designs, I really like the dynamic between Sonic and Shadow. I think that Eggman actually like outsmarts Tails and like, oh, he thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, and he's like, how do you know it was a fake emerald?
Yeah. But then it finds out that Eggman knew it was
space.
a fake all along. Yeah. Eggman was just trying to make Tails feel like garbage.
And then Eggman pissed on the moon, and then, yeah, you know.
I mean, I'd say he did more than try to make Tails feel bad. I'd say he did a bloody good job of succeeding.
Yeah, I just think that Adventure 2 was just like, Eggman was actually like, I don't know, I feel like Eggman sort of have just become a joke, you know what I mean? Like, after like Adventure 2, I'm not sure.
I honestly can get behind Adventure 2, but I just think, I mean, there was a perfect analysis video I watched on this years ago, but I genuinely just can't remember it, and it was something about like I can get behind the premise of SA2, and in some cutscenes they're trying to like show emotion, but they just the way they do it,
or like the way they edit the cutscenes, moments.
It just doesn't really work. Like, I remember there was a cutscene where there's a cutscene where Shadow is, I think it's on Green Forest. You know, Green Forest is set to blow up. You've all played SA2.
Yeah.
Green Forest is set to blow up. Rouge says she's not gonna make it, like she's dying. And like he has this moment where like he's about to leave her, and then he has a flash, and he sees Rouge as Maria, and he sees her vulnerability. And he has this moment, he's like, I've got to save Rouge, and like, that sounds so cool, and like, that storyline is so cool, but the way it's done in the cutscene, it's so shit. Like, you can barely tell.
I know,
what's
it just
happening.
looks so bad.
To be fair,
it's literally
that's
like
sort of comparable to Sonic CD, like, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favourite moments of Sonic Adventure 2 is when they're running together and he's like, what you see
that
is
a good.
get. I'm
Yeah,
just a guy who loves adventure. That is the best Sonic quote ever.
What are you comparing that
no.
I'm comparing it to the fact that, like, Shadow is like so also you got the doppelganger in Metal Sonic and Shadow. Mm-hmm. And also
I think
got to save Amy, which is a female who's in danger, and obviously Shadow didn't get to save Maria in a way.
I don't know, you don't really get to warm to Amy. Like, she's at the end of Palm Tree Panic randomly and can hug you.
And you might miss her. Honestly,
Just
if you're in the past or in the future, you'll miss her. Like, you just won't see Amy. So this random person just appeared in the second stage.
SA2, there are some really very, like, some of the most memorable Sonic the Hedgehog moments of all time, really, in SA2. And like but like every now and then sometimes it's like it could have just been done a little better. Like there's a cutscene where, you know, when Shadow dies and he comes back onto the Ark and they go, where's Shadow? And he just looks down and shakes his head, and that's great, but they also didn't change his animation. He's still smiling, like Sonic is smiling when he does that. They didn't do that on purpose. It's not character development. Anyway. Sonic hates
that son of a bitch.
He's not like, fuck that guy. It was like, it's just that, like, literally the game was quite rushed. The Dreamcast was dying.
I love
it's just
that was a fucking asshole.
Like, I enjoy Sonic Adventure 2
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna head out now, guys.
Alright, see you, Logan. See you next time.
Logan's got to drop out.
Yeah, have a good rest of the podcast.
See you later, man.
Catch you soon, dude.
See ya.
But like I like Sonic Adventure 2's story. I don't love it. Like I but it's like for me, it's just really dumb. Like the initial premise is just really dumb, but I just go like, okay, fine, I'll accept it and run with it. But I do love some of the most, like the Sonic and Shadow thing when they're about to do their final fight. That cutscene is always good.
I think sometimes when it comes to Sonic, you just have to suspend your disbelief and just feel like, and I don't know. I just really like SA2.
And also,
what did you guys think about? Because on the back of SA2, obviously Shadow seemed to air quotes die. And then they actually tried to do, I think it's the only time, apart from
a cliffhanger
Battle into Sonic Advance 3, they did a continuing story between Heroes and Shadow, where they're like, is he an android? Is he
also
the real
Shadow the Hedgehog's in view.
I think they've done. They did that completely wrong. Like, it's completely flawed because it makes no sense. Because from the offset, when you start Heroes, Shadow is confused who he is, and okay, it's this big thing. Shadow's got to discover who he is. That would make sense, but Rouge is right there, and she can see he's confused. Like, bitch, just tell him what happened. Like, just tell him what.
She doesn't know. That's the thing. Everyone says it's like, oh, it's so simple. You can tell her the history, but he doesn't know if he's actually.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you lost your memories and someone told you your life story, what reason do you have to believe that this person is telling you the truth?
Exactly.
That
at
and
the end
considering.
But in the cutscenes of Heroes, Rouge treats seeing Shadow in that thing as you've got to remember, right, in Shadow the Hedgehog, it was established that Shadow is this thing that can just be fucking cloned to infinity. Like, there's a cutscene where there's 1,000,001 fucking clones of Shadow.
That's in Heroes.
But
yeah, no, that was in.
Is that in Heroes?
That was in Heroes.
Yeah, that's the ending of Team Dark.
Is that at the end of Heroes?
At the end of Heroes, and also it's in Shadow.
If that's at the ending of Heroes, my point still stands. Okay?
Shadow is JFK.
When Rouge first encounters Shadow, the first encounter at the beginning of Heroes in the Dark Story, she sees. What's up?
I like your funny words, Maria.
You said that Shadow is JFK from Clone High.
Oh,
damn!
Maybe lose it a bit.
If Rouge the first interaction she sees with Shadow in Heroes at the beginning of the Dark Story, the way she describes it, she says, Shadow, he's alive, like something like that. She sees that as the real Shadow. Also, at this point, it's not kind of known. They wouldn't just presume there's 1,000,001 Shadows lying around. They do that as a twist at the end.
He's the
but
ultimate
why would she? In SA2, like, it was like Shadow was the only one that looked like him. The only thing that was similar to Shadow was the Bio Lizard, which looked nothing like him. So there would be no reason to believe there was just more than one Shadow when she first met Shadow.
Actually,
Prototype 1, massive fucking lizard.
Technically,
Prototype
in Sonic
2,
Adventure 2, it's implied
hedgehog.
that Shadow's not even the Shadow that met Maria. Like, it's implied that that's a possibility, that he's not that Shadow. Like, as
I think what
you're not
we
the real
can
Shadow,
say-
are you?
What we can say is that Rouge is pretty astute. She's a smart cookie. She knows how to play multiple sides. I mean, she's a spy, for Christ's sake.
Yes.
She knows that Shadow supposedly died at the end of SA2, and she just finds this guy in a Robotnik base in a weird capsule thing. It's like, okay, what's Robotnik shenanigans are going on here?
Yeah.
And before she can get any evidence or anything, Omega shoots up the place. Of course she's suspicious of this dude.
Yeah,
but she also doesn't see much danger in it, obviously.
You know what? There is one game. There is one game that we haven't mentioned yet, though.
Forces.
And I honestly do think. Shut the fuck.
The best story.
I honestly do. Don't be scared, partner. This is your time to shine. I honestly do. I honestly do think. Oh, Logan's back. Logan's back. Logan's back, guys.
Oh, well,
Logan's
I didn't
back.
expect him to be back.
Sonic and the Black Knight.
Oh, yeah, me. Sonic and the Black Knight. Sonic and the Black Knight.
Such a good story.
Such a good story. Such a good
Yeah.
story.
Comparing it to the previous installment, yeah, but anything's better than that.
I think as its own. I think as its own.
I know. I'm
story.
just establishing that it's such an improvement.
Oh yeah, it's.
I would be
over the last
disappointed. I'd be disappointed if a series that subtitled itself the Storybook series had a bad story.
They put more emphasis on the story than the actual gameplay. It's just.
Yeah, but like I love Sonic and the Black Knight story. It's something that I had to think about, but like the reason why I like it so much is because it's so anime. It's like the most anime Sonic story.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I'm coming at you from a perspective of like I don't watch anime at all. Like that's not my thing at all. So I just kind of come at it from like obviously I think from an offset, the stakes are established high. There's mystery. I think a Sonic story should have a sense of mystery to it. I think Sonic, all games that you've all described, excluding Fighters maybe, has got some sense of mystery to it. Sonic 3 and Knuckles was the mystery. He's not now, but at that time it's this new character. He just twatted you and toggled the Chaos Emeralds. Who is this guy? He keeps following you, you know what I mean? There's mystery to it. Sonic Unleashed, there's mystery to it. Who is Dark Gaia? What's the ramifications of it? Sonic Adventure 2, there's mystery. Who is this new character, Shadow? A Sonic game should always have mystery in it. And Sonic and the Black Knight, like, the world that you're thrown into, it literally kind of, like, the way it talks to you, it's like you have literally, it just bombards you and it like just throws you into this world. And like, you've got to remember, like, that's what's happened. You are Sonic, you have been thrown into this world. You literally drop from the sky. You just fucking drop in. Well, yeah, like Fortnite where we drop in, you just drop in.
Fortnite drop, Tilted like Towers, Sonic.
But the thing
exactly.
is, the things that I love about Sonic and the Black Knight, though, again, Sonic's characterization is always like the most important thing to me. And the thing is with Sonic, it added a new dimension to him, which really continued the evolution of his song in Sonic Adventure. It doesn't matter, where he literally is.
The better version is in SA2.
I like the. To be honest, I like the SA2 version. I like the SA2 version more. But,
it's more upbeat. It matches.
I mean,
Sonic
again. I tell you what. You may not even think about Black Knight as well. You want to talk about continuity, even minor ones between Sonic plots. In Sonic Unleashed, in the hub world, in Shamar,
I know what you're going.
When the world's ending, you can speak to Amy, and she asks you to go on a date. Since the world's ending, you can say yeah. You know what I mean? And then in Sonic and the Black Knight, you were meant to, like, when the game ends, you find out, like, you tell Amy about the events of Black Knight because you missed her date. You were gonna go on that date. And obviously you get summoned to fucking.
I don't think that's continuity. I don't think that's direct continuity. You know, I just think that's just something that
it's a good continuity.
No, I don't. I think it's the same writers. I think it's I think it's following on.
I think it's at least one.
I think it's a minor.
Writers.
I think it's a little thing. It's not like this big fucking link.
It's not like MCU levels of continuity, but it's just like a little nod.
No, but it's just like a little nod reference, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of like.
I get you.
Yeah. But, like, for me, like, I'm back to my Sonic, it follows up on the It Doesn't Matter song by, like, Sonic basically saying, it's like, oh, yeah, I don't mind being the bad guy once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's just what's happening this time.
It really is. It honestly is.
It's like, because the thing is, so that, for me, basically centrified Sonic's character as, Sonic is like, kind of like the Japanese version of Goku, where, like, he technically is fighting the bad guy, but that's just because he doesn't like what that guy is doing. Not really because.
Kendall, considering you like Sonic and like anime so much, what do you think of Sonic X?
Sonic X, I've watched both versions, dub and sub. The sub is better, but I think the Sonic first season of Sonic X, Sonic is way too aloof. But I do like season 2 and 3 a bit. Yeah, like season 3, I think
that would be another good topic. Sonic TV shows.
Oh yeah, we should probably get to that.
Yeah.
That would be
I would love if we get into Sonic comics at some point as well, because initially,
exactly, I'm coming at you from the perspective of I've only read the IDW comics, but.
I love the Sonic and Mega Man crossover.
I have dropped in on some Archie comic stuff, but definitely not like you, Sam. You've been reading them for quite some time.
On my channel.
Well, we could do a double whammy and talk about SatIM and the Archie comics, because, you know, they've linked, don't they? With the Freedom Fighters and stuff.
Well, you could do, yeah. You could do. I mean, if you want to talk about Sonic TV shows, I'd be the first to bring up fucking Sonic Boom. As much as, like, say what you want, that was a fucking funny TV show. Especially season 2. Season 2.
I think it's sort of like it started the movement of like self-awareness in cartoons, like the Amazing World of Gumball sort of copied it.
Yeah, but I think like Sonic. I think if any Sonic sub-series needed to be self-aware, it was Sonic Boom. Like Sonic Boom was a shit show. Like it needed to be self-aware.
But the thing for me was actually kind of interesting is that one of the head writers on that show was actually a writer on MLP. So for me, it was like, oh, this is and he always wrote the Pinkie Pie episodes, and she's the fourth wall-breaking character in that show. So for me, I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly his writing style. This is what he does.
I'm just looking at
Sonic versus Rainbow Dash is canon.
looking at the comics and the TV shows, I mean, what got me in big time on the narrative was Sonic the Comic, and especially its adaptation of the Sonic 3 and Knuckles story, which, for a dumb kid who didn't pick up on all the visual cues, really helped fill in a lot of gaps.
Super Sonic is so cool, and the whole art style of like the Fleetway comics is just so cool.
Well, they were that influential that when we first discussed this topic of best Sonic story, before we said games only, I was going to go with the run from issue 97 to issue 100, which is Doomsday into Final Victory.
I didn't even know it was games only, my bad. That's why I brought up the OVA before.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
We have, because a lot of people had loads of like.
Because the thing is, if we
future
brought
episodes,
out games,
you know what I mean?
Like, if we,
yeah,
like
future
also
episodes.
That kind of
or the
limits
Sonic
us for
media
future episodes, to be honest. Yeah, that kind of limits us for future episodes. Like,
but I mean, have any of you, have any of you not played Black Knight to finish?
No.
Yeah, I never finished it.
Oh,
I like the song. I like
the ending of that game.
The twist. I think the twist was so great, really, because it set up. I feel like it set up tension of the new villain, King Arthur. Like, he seemed freaky, he was mysterious, and I mean, literally, the game starts and was like, oh yeah, you can't defeat him. Like, I think she had to stop. Melina had to stop Sonic attacking him. You can't defeat him. Like, it sets the stakes high. You know what I mean? That was good. And then, like, in the last minute, it just can't. Like, spoilers. It just, there's a twist, and the person who's been your friend the whole time and summoned you is the main villain. Like, I just think that's. I think it was so great for the.
It's ambitious for today's standards
well.
because we're stuck with fucking forces. So you know.
For me, it's just like, the thing is, a lot of people sometimes say, oh, it was so obvious, but like, they also played the game when they were like a late teen or an adult.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, when you're an adult, maybe you could figure it out because she does say that one thing about the flower, but like, for a kid, they're not gonna get that foreshadowing.
Even that though, like, I still wouldn't say that makes it so obvious that she's gonna betray you, because at the end of the day, she's been telling you about how bad this person is because he's invincible. He's an invincible person, no one can stop him. So you would think, and like how he's destroyed their kingdom, so you would think that like she would be against the idea of invincibility, because like that has literally destroyed their kingdom. It just shows how she goes power mad. And like you said, the characterization of Sonic in the end, and it was just perfect. Like, the way he talked, he was like, you've got to learn to kind of like, it was surprisingly deep for a Sonic game. Like,
I know,
you've got to learn that all good things come to an end. Yeah, he said all good things come to an end, which is ironic because good Sonic plots came to an end with that fucking game.
Sonic and Black Knight and Macbeth are fucking parallels. What the fuck?
What's weird is,
to be fair, Colors was.
Colors was.
It was alright. It was okay.
But like the thing is, it's like that's
like
a whole new. That's a whole
new can of worms. That's a whole
guys,
new can of worms.
I think we should sort of wrap it up. We're kind of at the limits of this podcast.
I just really want to say, it's like because Sonic and Black Knight is so, like, it really is so anime with that message and everything, with the like death, like all good things come to an end. We got like, it's like life is what you make of it. Sonic like going like, oh yeah, I'm just doing what I want, and if it happens to be a bad guy that I'm fighting, then cool. But and also, but like, I think one of my favorite things is that they fake you out with that freaking credit roll after you beat the Black Knight. Like, they actually legit, like, that's something only a game could do. A movie wouldn't do that, roll credits and then start the movie back up again. Yeah. But like, that's something that a game could do, just fake roll credits and just go like, game's over. And then you come back and it's like, oh, there's that new mission there. What's that? And then you play as everyone else. It's so well paced. I don't really feel like there's any downtime, which I feel that happens in Sonic Unleashed and
I get you. It's a consistent plot. It is a consistent plot. I will give you that.
It's like you're doing a thing. You go to the Lady of the Lake. You go to the Lady of the Lake. She tells you to do 3 things. You do those 3 things.
It's clear what's going on throughout the whole.
I think in the end, as a closing statement, we can all agree that the best Sonic story is Sonic Shuffle.
I didn't even know that game had a story.
Yeah, it does. I've been playing it recently, actually.
Sonic Shuffle.
I think on a serious note, I think it's clear that like the franchise of Sonic has so much potential. I mean, the fact that like the comics have been running for so long and like have gone so deep and stuff like that. it's not like Mario where there's like, wait, what? There's only so much we can do with this in terms of plot. It's like there is serious depth there, and like if they chose to commit with it, there is a huge canonological world of Sonic that they could delve into, and they could delve into so many themes. And I think the problem is it's frustrating because it's like sometimes they do every now and then they just won't, and then like do and then won't, and there's just kind of like it's frustrating really, especially when there is things like other media like the comics.
It's frustrating when you see
Sonic
what you can
X,
do and then you don't do it.
Yeah,
it's
you get a glimpse
like,
of something, you know what I mean, like you get a glimpse of it, but like
so
I
pull
think
the finger out the
Sonic
fucking
has
arse and give us a good story.
Yeah.
But like
Sonic,
so we all agree,
Sonic Shuffle 2, that's what we want.
But we
Sonic
all agree
Shuffle
that,
2, yeah.
So basically, we all agree that even though we have our favorite Sonic stories at the moment, Sonic stories have not reached their peak. Like they're.
I think they might have reached their peak because what I realise is that no one had a favourite story that was like the last 10 years. I think even Sonic and the Black Knight is over 10 years old at this point.
So that's like 2009.
2009.
Yeah. I would honestly say for me, Unleashed was the peak. I don't think it was perfect. I honestly
Unleashed
don't.
is the Mario Galaxy of Sonic in terms of the whole.
I think it was the. I think for me, it's the closest.
Sonic fights the devil.
I think the problem is as well. We're talking about. We literally are wrapping it up now. Like I think, but like literally, I'm just saying. I think the problem is every story we're talking about now was when Sonic's always been for kids, but back then he wasn't. The age demographic wasn't as low. With Colours, there was a shift to the age that they target Sonic towards. It went slightly younger, and I think because of that, the plots have suffered.
Multi-generational effort. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Stop being for 10-year-olds and.
It went from its own thing to just a thing to substitute the gameplay. But I think on that note, we should probably wrap it up.
I think we had a good discussion. I think that was fun.
I think we everyone Bobby spoke, so
Bobby dropped the biggest of all time.
Check
miracles do happen.
Check that off the list.
So Sam, thank you for showing up as a guest. You got anything to plug?
YouTube channel is Webster, lots of Sonic content on there.
We'll leave it in the description.
We'll leave it in the description, pinned comments, stuff like that.
And probably
there'll be a card
too.
and stuff. Yeah.
Twitter is at SJ Webster Art, and commissions are currently open. And the final one to check out. Sorry.
Sorry. There you go.
The final one to check out is my comic Autism Anxiety, which is currently on the Comic House app.
Cool.
There you go. And I mean, on your YouTube channel, you do a lot of Sonic stuff as well, so it's a great segue, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Okay,
well,
so as always, thank you for... as always, we've done it once. Thank you for watching the second episode, if you made it this far. As always, remember to check out, obviously there's Sam as well, but check out all of our individual channels if you're into that kind of thing. We all do
Mr. Blue Jay.
We all do different videos. Don't check out Jay. He doesn't actually like Sonic. He's lying.
He's a poser.
Fuck Sonic, Mario all the way.
But yeah, thank you
He's
for
really
the support.
excited for that Mario movie.
Thank you for the support on the first video. Like the response, especially for the size of our
It was
channels,
so
was really
good. It was
really
so
great.
good.
We were really happy with the response to that. So
keep watching so I can feed my family. Please.
Okay, so we'll probably leave it here. Make sure to subscribe and obviously hit the bell icon so you get notifications when we release a new podcast episode. Or obviously you could follow us on Twitter because we'll just you know that you'll find us. You know
you'll find
you know
us.
us. You'll find us. You're here now, aren't you?
Signal in the sky.
Yeah.
You'll find us.
So I think yeah. So we'll see you in the next episode.
See you guys.
See you next time.
See you later, fuckers.
Ta-ra!